The Diamond Youth Baseball 2024 Division II Ozone World Series. I am Chuck Zach, and we're coming to you live on what is now day 3 of the Tinsley Athletic Complex in Bossier, Louisiana. Today we've got a matchup that is a elimination game between the state champion from Georgia and the state champion from Tennessee. Georgia comes in here having won their opener. They beat Mississippi in the first game, beat Louisiana in the second, but last night lost to Texas 10-4 to slide over here to the losers bracket. For Tennessee, they lost their first game, falling to Alabama 3-2. They beat Vivian and then Louisiana, so they're not terribly popular here in Bossier City at the moment. But they also are 2-1 coming into this matchup. Winner of this game will advance to play tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning against the state champion from Virginia. The loser, well, unfortunately for them, the 2024 Division II Ozone World Series will come to an end. It is a warm day here in Bossier. We were not expecting it to be quite so warm when we looked at the weather early in the week. It was supposed to be maybe low, maybe mid-80s. We're already at 89 and expected to go above 90 today. No call for rain, so we should be clean for this game. It'll be the only game here on field 10 if all goes well. The other two games that are going to be going on field number 9 right now, elimination game between Alabama and Florida. That's a rematch. And at 4 o'clock, South Carolina and Texas will play. For those two, both of them without a loss so far. One stays through to go to Monday's 10 o'clock game. The other has to slide down and play an elimination game. So that's where we are as we get ready to start. Let's give you the lineup for Georgia. They're the visitor. Whit Walters is going to lead things off. He's shortstop. Fane Pate, center fielder, will bat second. It'll be third baseman Landon Reeves batting in the 3 spot. He'll be followed by Dixon Law, the first baseman. Hitting 5th, Cole Wilson, the left fielder. Lane Nicolelli, the right fielder, is hitting 6th. Second baseman Shaw Hopkins will bat 7th. Catcher Wes Tucker hitting 8th. Taylor Justice 9th. Brady Carroll 10th. Gray Suggs 11th. And Jude Davis, the pitcher, is going to hit in the number 12 spot. For Georgia, they're coached by Jake Walters Hopkins, Todd Pate, and Andrew Tucker are the assistant coaches. And on the field is Tennessee. They are lining up like this. Beckett Miller at first, Miles Thompson at second, Dakota Solway at short, Jace Martin is at third, Max Parker Dixon is in left field, Miles Butler in center, Lucas Prater in right, Grayson Cruz behind the plate, and Kason Holtz on the mound. As the right-hander delivers a first pitch that was a little high and inside for a ball. The second one fouled out of play first base side. So the count quickly, 1 ball and 1 strike to Whit Walters. Tennessee in their gray and orange. This one hit in the air to left field and camping under it. Max Parker Dixon, 3 pitches in. We've got our first out of the ball game, and there's 1 away.
Next up for Georgia, number 9, Fane Pate.
There's Fane Pate. Saw him in the opener. He was behind the plate that day. He'll be in center field today. Fane is a Braves fan, but I'll tell you what, when we ask him his favorite athlete, he originally wrote Paul Skeen and then crossed it out and put Livy Dunn. Good call. He lifts this one to straightaway center field, and Miles Butler's there. 1 pitch, 1 out, and there's 2 away here in the top of the first inning. Landon Reeves coming up now. Reeves, the third baseman for Georgia. Tell you, this is a great start for Kason Holtz so far. As you're this deep into this tournament, getting outs quickly and allowing you to preserve your pitcher, that is a big deal. First pitch in there for a called strike. He wants to go to Georgia for his college and wants to be a sports broadcaster. I'm going to give him a tryout before we get him out of here. Pitch down low, 1 ball, 1 strike now. Landon Reeves. Here's his pitch to him. That one down low, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Landon also telling us that he wants to give a shout out to his Nana Papa or the Moorheads Country Store. This one a little outside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike on Landon Reeves. Holtz pitch. Down low, ball 4. So after 2 quick outs, Reeves with a base on balls. And Georgia's got their first base runner of the game. And with 2 outs, Dixon Law coming up. Tell you what, I'm impressed when we asked him favorite athlete and baseball player, Mike Schmidt, the Hall of Fame third baseman for the Phillies. Here's the pitch to him. That one ground ball. That's fair down the left field line. Wide to third base. And Jace Martin, Max Parker Dixon having to chase it down and get it in. And so Georgia's got their first hit of the ball game. Runners at first and second. And here's the number 5 hitter, left fielder Cole Wilson up. Wilson's favorite athlete, he said, is Coach Jake. Really, Jake Walters Hopkins must have been a heck of a guy. There's the pitch outside for a ball. But his favorite baseball player, Barry Bonds. So 2 on, 2 out, 1-0 count to Lane Wilson. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lane Nicolelli waits on deck for Georgia. A little bit of breeze, not much, just fluttering. Kind of blowing out to right. Pitch is outside, throw down to third, not in time. Runners will advance to second and third, and we got a 1-1 count. Baseball back in the hands of Kason Holt. Here's Holt's pitch. Missing wide. And the count 3 balls and 1 strike now. Well, after getting 2 quick outs on 4 pitches, Holt now is up to 14. This one lifted in the air. Called by the third baseman. That's Jace Martin. And that's how the inning's going to come to an end. There were no runs. 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on for Georgia. We'll take a break as Tennessee gets ready to come up to bat. Bottom of the first. You're on Game Day. All right, welcome back. Here's the lineup for Tennessee as they come to bat. Dakota Solway going to lead things off, playing shortstop. Max Parker Dixon in left field, batting second. Batting third is Beckett Miller, the first baseman. He'll be followed by center fielder Miles Butler in the cleanup spot. Jace Martin at third base, hitting fifth. Kason Holt is batting sixth. He's on the mound, of course. Hitting seventh is catcher Grayson Cruz. Lucas Prater, the right fielder, batting eighth. Hitting ninth is Miles Thompson, the second baseman. He's followed by Easton Eves and Jax Templeton. Of course, Tennessee is coached by Barry Miller. His assistants, Brandon Dixon and Brandon Solway. Here's defensively the team from Georgia. Dixon Law at first, Shaw Hopkins at second, Whit Walters at short, Landon Reeves at third, Cole Wilson's in left, Fane Pate in center. Lane Nicolelli is in right, Wes Tucker's behind the plate, and righty Jude Davis is on the mound for Georgia. So a scoreless ball game as we move into the bottom of the first inning. Georgia, team hailing from Ocilla, county seat of Irwin County, with about 3,000 people living there, and the home of the annual Georgia Sweet Potato Festival. If you're looking for something the end of October, Ocilla's the place to go for the Sweet Potato Festival. There's the first pitch on the way to Solway. That one's low and outside. Ball number one. First team from Tennessee hails from Waynesboro. Here's the 1-0. That's in there for a strike. Catches the outside part of the plate. And the count's 1 ball, 1 strike. And And for Waynesboro, well, they are also pretty close to Clifton. The claim to fame isn't necessarily Clifton and Waynesboro. It's on the other side, Hohenwald. Got an elephant sanctuary there. Where in the past they've homed 32 circus and zoo elephants. Ground ball, this is through the infield and into center field. And Dakota Solway, who homered last night, singles in his first at bat today for Tennessee. And they've got a runner on for Max Parker Dixon, who comes up. Dixon in left field today. We saw him yesterday in right field. We also saw him pitching at the end of the game. And we've got some early controversies already. I'm not sure exactly what, but we keep seeing Coach Miller from Tennessee making some discussion with the umpire about Wes Tucker, the catcher. I don't know if it's an equipment thing. Here's a throw down to second base. Solway steals the base quickly. One pitch and he moves over. Looked like the pitch was inside for a ball, so it's 1 ball, no strikes. Beckett Miller, who hit the first home run at this park yesterday, waiting in the on-deck circle. The other park, field number 9, has been a launching pad. Already in double-digit homers over there. Here we've had a couple. This one down low. Count 2 balls and no strikes. Jude Davis working here. A little sunshine today, which has been foreign to this first 3 days of the tournament. This one hit hard towards second base, under the glove of Shaw Hopkins. They're going to wave around Solway, and Tennessee's going to take a 1-0 lead as Parker Dixon slides into second base. And just like that, Tennessee's 2 batters into this, and they're on the board 1-0. There's Beckett Miller up now. Tennessee riding a 2-game winning streak, trying to make it 3 and move into Monday's game. Here's the pitch from Georgia's Jude Davis. This one hit hard but pulled foul. Boy, he jumped all over that one. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Davis. That's a good one. No balls, 2 strikes now. Behind Beckett Miller, Miles Butler, the center fielder's waiting on deck. Davis stepping off. Max Parker Dixon's got his attention at second base. This is the Division I series, Division II. Excuse me, other way around. This is Division II, Division I next week. Ground ball to short. Well played by Whit Walters, who will throw out Beckett Miller for the first out of the inning for Tennessee. Division I will show up here in Bossier City next week. Friday is the pool play. Saturday is the beginning of wins and losses that count. They'll end their World Series next Wednesday, week from Wednesday. Here's a pitch. This one a little bit low to Miles Butler, the center fielder. Max Parker Dixon moved over to third base on Miller's ground out. So Tennessee with 1 run in, looking for a second. That pitch misses wide. 2 balls and no strikes. Davis's pitch, that's a strike. Almost looked for a second like Butler thought about squaring and bunting. Kind of stepped out like he was going to reset his feet and square up the bat, but he watched it go through. 2 balls and 1 strike. This one hit into left center, long run, but a diving grab out in center by Fane Pate. Now ball, does he hold on to it? Yes, umpire says he did. Run comes in to score. as Max Parker Dixon tagged up and came in, but what a catch out in center by Fane Pate with a highlight grab. So bases are clear, 2 runs are in, Tennessee with a 2-0 lead. And here's Jace Martin, third baseman, up now. It's a well-hit ball, but now they're going to actually appeal and see if runner may have left early. And he did not. So the 2-0 stands. Here's Jace Martin now. Hit in the air. This is shallow right. Second baseman going back, and he can't get to it. Shaw Hopkins and Lane Nicolelli were kind of fighting with each other who was going to end up with that ball, and it drops in there for a base hit for Jace Martin. Nicolelli was coming hard. I could see where Hopkins may have lost attention for just a second on it. Here's Case and Holt now, and watch Jace Martin swipe second base. First pitch called strike. Here's the pitch to Holt. That one up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Case and a Nolan Ryan fan and a Ken Griffey Jr. fan. It's a pretty good pair right there. For a profession, Case and Sim will play baseball. Uh-oh, that ball gets away, and to third base quickly is Jace Martin now. So that looping single into right and a stolen base, wild pitch has now put Tennessee back in position to try to pick up another run. Here's the pitch to Holt. This one hit to left center. That's going to get down. It's 3-0 Tennessee. As Case and Holt gets a base hit. Tennessee now with 3 runs. There have been 3 hits, an error.
15, Grayson.
And they're not done yet as Grayson Cruz, the catcher, comes up. Throw over as Holt dives back in head first. This inning began with a Solway single. He stole second. Ended up scoring. Max Parker Dixon reached on the error by the second baseman. That's what allowed Solway to score. Miller grounded out. This one hit the other way as it loops foul and out of play along the fence, first base side. Miles Butler with the sacrifice fly into center field that Fane Pate dove and caught, and that allowed Max Parker Dixon to tag up and score. And a blooping single by Jace Martin and a base hit for Case and Holt after Martin stole a base and got third on a wild pitch. That's the rundown of where Tennessee is right now. Another throw over as Holt's back. Jude Davis looked like that inning was about coming to an end, and Tennessee got another wave going. Swing and a miss. Here goes the base runner, and they're not even going to throw this time as Holt takes second base. Cruz in the hole now, no balls and 2 strikes. This one fouled again out of play. Davis just crossing the 20 pitch mark now at 21. And we remind you, 40 pitches allows you to pitch tomorrow. 41 means you're out for 36 hours. Oh, and this one comes in and gets him right on the left arm. And Grayson Cruz takes a hit by pitch. The number 8 hitter, Lucas Prater, up now. As we get a runner for Cruz since he's the catcher. Miles Butler is going to come in and run. And the pitch, this one lifted in the air to left with room and camping under it. That's Cole Wilson, and that finally ends the first inning for Tennessee. Tennessee picks up 3 runs on 3 hits. There was a hit batter, an error, and 2 men left on. 3-0 the score. Tennessee with the lead. We'll come back for the top of the second when we return here on Game Day.
Yes, sir.
All right, welcome back. We go to the second inning.
32.
Tennessee with a 3-0 lead over Georgia. Georgia brings Lane Nicolelli, their number 6 hitter in the lineup, to the plate, and his first pitch off the handle toward the first base coach. Shaw Hopkins and Wes Tucker will follow. Favorite baseball? This is the Times. Here's the times we live in. His favorite baseball team, the Savannah Bananas. I don't know. Of course, big friends with the dancing umpire, Vince Chapman, so I can't talk bad about him. No balls and 2 strikes for Lane Nicolelli. That pitch misses outside. Grayson Cruz doing a heck of a job trying to frame that and let the home plate umpire see that as a strike. Umpire said no. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's one, though. Got him a little bit of breaking ball, threw it at him and locked up Nicolelli's knees, and he goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Kason Holt. Shaw Hopkins comes up now. Hopkins, the second baseman. And his first pitch fouled out. All right, I'm a little worried about Shaw. Favorite food? Well, I gotta say steak or, hamburgers, steamed broccoli. That's good. Your parents are doing a good job. Steamed broccoli. This one grounded foul, and it's no balls and 2 strikes for Shaw. By the way, he's shouting out to Hank and Leah Cook. So you need to get some broccoli ready for Shaw. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes. Kason Holt, who started the first inning like this, 2 quick outs, had to hang on to survive the inning. He's got 2 fast ones here in the second inning, and Wes Tucker's coming up now. Pitch just off the plate to the lefty. First left-hander that Georgia has brought up. 1 ball, no strikes. This one fouled out of play behind home plate. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. See, Wes is fried fish. That's a good favorite food. But steamed broccoli. Now here's the 1-1. This one lifted in the air toward third base. Coming over is third baseman Jace Martin that makes a nice play before he bumps into the fence, and that's a very quick 1-2-3 inning for Georgia's Hazen Holtz in command so far. Just 25 pitches through 2 innings. Let's take a break. We're coming back. Tennessee with a 3-0 lead as we'll come back for the bottom of the second here on Game Day. All right, welcome back. Chuck Zach along with you as we're on Field 10 here at the Tinsley Sports Complex, Bossier City, Louisiana, for the Ozone Division II 2024 World Series Tournament. It's the matchup between Tennessee and Georgia in an elimination game for both of these teams. So we move bottom of the second inning. Tennessee with a 3-0 lead. Miles Thompson, Easton Eves, and Jax Templeton will come to the plate for Tennessee. Defensively, Brady Carroll now behind the plate for Georgia. And Jude Davis getting ready to start his second inning worth of work. Georgia's got the full 12-man roster here. Tennessee with the 11. We had somebody yesterday after an injury had just 10. You're supposed to have 11, but you can't necessarily help things that happen. We've had one young man who apparently suffered a mild concussion. He went home safely yesterday, not from one of these two teams, but one of the others. But so far we've been fairly injury-free, knock on wood. All right, in steps Miles Thompson, the second baseman. First pitch swinging, hard one right past the diving Landon Reeves into left field, and a leadoff single for Miles Thompson. Georgia's having to do their work with the bats with 2 outs. Tennessee has got leadoff men on for the first 2 innings now. Number 10 hitter Easton Eves up next. Jax Templeton, number 11 in the lineup, waiting on deck. He's the lefty. Pitch outside, and off goes the runner as he will swipe second base. Thompson now with the 3rd steal for Tennessee so far in the first 2 innings. Remind you, the winner of this plays tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock against the champion from Virginia. This ball lifted in the air, calling for its third baseman Landon Reeves. He'll make the catch in fair territory for out number 1.
Number 24, Jax Templeton.
Virginia getting pushed through today. The only team that didn't have to play yesterday was South Carolina. Until actually they did play late last night. They got the game with Alabama late yesterday. They avoided the early games. So with the one away, here's Jax Templeton. He takes a hack at the first pitch. Templeton with the shout out to his brother Averett, his pawpaw, his sister Callie Grace, and his nana. I don't know who makes Parmesan crusted chicken for him, but that's his favorite. Ground ball toward third. Grabbed up there, throw across in time for the second out, and then on the throw over, Miles Thompson goes and grabs third base. There wasn't much Landon Reeves could do. He looked him. Eventually he got to throw it, and he did to get rid of Templeton. And as soon as he let go of the ball, off went Thompson. over to third base. Now back to the top of the order for Tennessee. Dakota Solway up now. Singled, stole a base, and scored first time up. And he's going to get hit by a pitch right on the left shoulder.
Now batting, number 5, Max Parker.
That's a second hit batter for Jude Davis. The runners are at first and third now with 2 away. And Max Parker Dixon up. Dix hit a ground ball towards second, got under the glove of the Georgia second baseman in the first inning. Got a chance to knock in a run here. Georgia with runners at the corners they have to defend against. They're playing their center fielder over a bit for the lefty, and off goes Solway, but they'll throw back to the mound. Just trying to see if Miles Thompson was going to take off or not. He did not. So runners are at second and third now. Big gap if Parker Dixon goes the other way. He's got all kinds of room. Pitch inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes now. Oh boy, they got the runner at second base. Solway had no idea that they were going to throw behind him, and he got picked off and thrown out to end the inning. So Tennessee gets no runs. They had a leadoff hit and 1 man left on base. 2 innings are in the books. It's 3-0 Tennessee with the lead. We'll come back for the top of the third when we return. You're on Game Day. All right, we welcome you back. Top of the third inning. Field number 10 here at the Tinsley Sports Complex in Bossier City, Louisiana. Kason Holt finishing up his warm-ups before he goes back to work here in the third. His Tennessee team with a 3-0 lead. Georgia's got the bottom part of their order up. Taylor Justice, Brady Carroll, and Gray Suggs, and 9, 10, 11 hitters. Then we remind you, loser of this game is heading back home. Winner of this game gets to stay at least one more night. And then they play Virginia tomorrow, and if they win that game, they actually would get a second game tomorrow, because there's a 10 o'clock game tomorrow, and then there's a 3 o'clock game tomorrow, and you beat Virginia, you get to play one more time. And that would be against either South Carolina or Texas. So Holt, I guess, finishing up what he's doing. They're looking for a player. There comes the last one. It was Dakota Solway, who had gotten picked off at second base to end that last inning. And there's the throw down. Everybody's ready now. Georgia so far with no runs and 1 hit through the first 2 innings. They've also had 1 walk. Kason Holt got the first 2 outs of the first, gave up a walk in the single and got out of it. In the second, he struck out the first 2 batters and then had a foul out. So 1-2-3 inning. He's back to work now with Taylor Justice up, the extra hitter for Georgia. That pitch just misses. 2 balls, no strikes. There's a swing and a miss, 2-1. Grayson Cruz behind the plate working. I think they'll be glad to only have to play one today because potentially two tomorrow in the about 94-5 degree heat. Now count 3 balls and 1 strike. The benefit of the little front, it delayed games on Friday and almost hit with the pitch. Wouldn't have mattered. It was ball 4. And so Taylor Justice, first time Georgia's had a leadoff man on. They get a walk to open up the 3rd inning. And Brady Carroll coming to the plate. Gray Suggs waits on deck. Jason Holt trying to preserve what's left of his 10 pitches. His throw over to first gets past Beckett Miller. He's kind of deflected it, but not far enough for the base runner Taylor Justice to go anywhere. All right, here's the pitch. That's bunted, foul, third base side. Right idea for Carroll. Count no balls and 1 strikes now. Georgia opened up this World Series with wins over Mississippi, Louisiana, and then kind of run out of gas with Texas yesterday, which has become kind of the conversational favorite to maybe win this thing. Texas with 4 or 5 really good pitchers. And there's a pitch that gets through catcher Grayson Cruz for a ball and a strike now. Texas or South Carolina is going to play today and get a win and be in a position to have no losses going into Monday. That pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike. This one fouled back, 2-2 now. We've eliminated already from the tournament. I think Arkansas was the first team to go. The host team from Vivian. Louisiana's out. Mississippi is done. There's a swing and a foul tip into the glove of Cruz for the out. That's strikeout number 3 for Case and Holt in the first out of the 3rd inning. Also lost North Carolina, who's gone. And Louisiana out. So we started with 13 teams, 11 state champions, the runner-up in South Carolina, who also is out, and the host city, Vivian, Louisiana. Pitch outside for ball 1. Back in there for a called strike as Grace Suggs is up now. Suggs a pizza man. Good choice. You got options there. Swing and a miss. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. His favorite athlete, Justin Jefferson. His favorite baseball player, former Atlanta Brave, Freddie Freeman. Oh boy, they picked off the runner. Now can they actually pull it off? Joe, he got in there safe. Taylor Justice had gotten picked off. It just kept on going, lowered his head and barreled toward third base. And Solway's throw back over to third just wasn't in time. And so Justice down at third now. 1-2 count on Gray Suggs. And that pitch goes behind him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Low and bouncing in. Good job by Grayson Cruz to keep that away from going to the backstop. And now it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitcher Jude Davis is on deck. This is the 39th pitch coming. And it's hit grounder toward third. They're going to come to the plate, and the tag is not in time. They call him out or safe. I didn't get a good look at that. They called him safe on that play. And Georgia gets the run to make it a 3-1 ball game.
Now batting, 27, Jude Davis.
Now, Jace Martin made the decision, I'm going to go get the out at home, not the force out at first. And as a result of the fielder's choice, Gray Suggs gets on and gets an RBI. And here's Jude Davis up now. 40th pitch coming for Kason Holt. It's bunted. That's going to be tough. Holt fields it, throw off the mark. Runners, or batter's going to be safe. Runners are running around. They're going to roll all the way around. Gray Suggs will come in to score to make it a 3-2 ball game. It was just a really hard ball to handle for Kason Holt on the 40th pitch that he threw this afternoon. He tried to make the play and threw it a little wide of Beckett Miller at first base, and that error allowed Davis to end up at third base and Suggs to come in and score, and we've got a one-run ball game, and Tennessee's about to make a pitching change. So they'll bring in a new arm. We'll take a timeout. We're going to come back here in just a second, let the new pitcher warm up. Look like it's Dakota Solway. We'll be right back here on Game Day. Our new pitcher coming in for Tennessee with shortstop Dakota Solway. He and Kason Holt just going to flip positions. For Holt, through 40 pitches, went 2 1/3 innings, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, just 1 hit. But he was the victim of an error on his own that cost him 1 run. Now the tying run's at third, and we're back to the top of the order. Whit Walters here in the top of the 3rd inning, 1 away. And that pitch misses outside. And by the way, on the neighboring field, so talking about Florida being tough, 7-0 lead over Alabama. Team that had beaten Florida yesterday in a back-and-forth affair. And that almost got, I don't know how it didn't hit Whit Walters. He managed to make himself invisible there for a second. That ball passed right through where he would have been. And the count's 2 balls and no strikes. A little Harry Potter in him over there. That pitch is in there for a strike. You can see Tennessee's third baseman, Jace Martin, on the charge in. And try to keep that tying run from scoring. Here's the pitch. This one, big chopper. It's 2-3. Instead, they're going to go and get the out at first base. And the run's going to come in and score, and we're tied up. Davis comes in to score from third. Whit Walters grounds out to the third baseman, but his ground out scores Jude Davis from third, and we're tied up. 3 runs for Georgia here in the 3rd inning. And Fane paid up now. Base is empty, 2 away. This one lifted in the air, foul out of play. First time up, Pate flew out to center. So it looked like Tennessee was maybe getting control of this. Georgia has fought back here in this 3rd inning. Pitch from Solway, fouled out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 3rd. Pate's giving a shout out to his Grandpa D. Here's the pitch. This one fouled back again. Still 0-2. 3 straight foul balls off the bat of Fane Pate. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Got him with a fastball, and that ends the inning. But Georgia rallies for 3 runs in this inning. They do that courtesy of no hits. There was an error and nobody left on base. Bottom of the third's coming up. All tied up at 3 here on game day. All right, we welcome you back to Bossier City, Louisiana, where we have the Division II 2024 Ozone World Series going on. Tennessee and Georgia in an elimination game. Alabama and Florida in the neighboring field. 2 of those 4 state champions are about to be heading for home, 2 of them advancing into Monday's play. Alabama or Florida will advance to play at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning on one field, while Virginia takes on the winner of this game on our field. And here's Max Parker Dixon. Reached on an error and scored his first time up. Still on the mound, Jude Davis for Georgia. First pitch, a strike, Max Parker Davis. Breaking ball off the mark. Grace Suggs, by the way, has moved into left field, and Taylor Justice to right field for Georgia. Here's the pitch. That misses low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. It'll be Parker Dixon, Beckett Miller, and Miles Butler. 2, 3, 4 hitters for Tennessee here in the third. Tennessee got their 3 runs in the first. Georgia, their 3 runs in the top of the third. And that pitch just off the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. Jude Davis wasn't exactly happy about that. Kind of dropped that head like, what? Got to throw one here. 3 balls and a strike. And he does, bounce right back at him, bounces off his leg, scoops it up, and makes the throw in time. And now they're going to go check on the pitcher. Took that off of his left ankle or shin, it looks like. Tell you what, though, he stuck with the play and got the outs. First time Tennessee doesn't have their leadoff man on to start an inning. Beckett Miller waits to bat. And that's the 36th pitch that Jude Davis has thrown. So they may or may not even let him start Beckett Miller. We'll see what kind of feeling he's got in that left leg. Of course, for the right-handed pitcher, that's his plant leg, his plant foot when he does his delivery from the mound. He's still walking that off a little bit. There's not much meat down there. I mean, that's hitting all bone. And he got a one-hopper right back at him. And like I said, he stayed with it, though. He didn't drop to the ground and like, I'm done. He scooped up the ball. He made the throw, and then the pain kicked in. Let's see what Georgia's coach, Jake Walters-Hopkins, decides. Looks like they're going to make a change. Kind of was inevitable they were going to have to make the change. Landon Reeves is moving to the mound, and so change for Georgia on the mound. He only had 4 pitches left. Did Jude Davis. And he probably would have started to face the next batter, Beckett Miller. But instead, it's going to be third baseman Landon Reeves is going to go to the mound. Let's take a break. He hasn't started his warm-ups yet. We'll get him started. We'll come back and get you ready for the second batter of inning number 3 for Tennessee with a brand new pitcher here on Game Day. All right, welcome back. Back to action here. A little changing in the lineup now, obviously, with Jude Davis going out. Wes Tucker is going to go over to third base. And Landon Reeves, who had been at third, will now take the mound. He faces Beckett Miller, who grounded out to the shortstop first time up. And he hits this one up in the air. It's shallow left, coming on, and making the grab out there in left field is Gray Suggs for the second out of the inning. So with 2 away, Miles Butler, who had a sacrifice fly, he hit into center field. Diving catch out there by Thane Pate. Drove in a run. Max Parker Dixon in the first inning. So there's 2 away. And that pitch is in there for a strike. Reeves looking over to the dugout where the pitches are being called. Here comes his pitch. Inside, but a foul tip on the swing, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. If Butler gets on, Jace Martin on deck. Bat for Tennessee here in the bottom of the third, 3-3 ball game. Wind picking up a little bit, blowing out toward right field, it looks like. And this one right back to Reeves and just over his glove as he tried to defend himself. Tennessee batters all of a sudden hitting it right back up the box. And that's a 2-out single for Miles Butler. By the way, the numbers on Jude Davis, he went 2 1/3 innings, no strikeouts, no walks, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, none of those earned. And here's Martin, who singled, stole a base. Moved to third on a wild pitch and ended up scoring ultimately on Kason Holt's single. He shows bunt and decides against it. Ball gets through the catcher, Brady Carroll, and over to second base is Miles Butler. So another runner in scoring position for Tennessee. They've had guys on base and in scoring position all 3 innings now. This one ground ball toward Tucker at third. He's got it, throw across in time. Good stretch over there at first base by Law, and that'll end the inning. We ended up with a pitching change. But Tennessee couldn't take advantage of it. There were no runs on 1 hit and 1 man left on base. Still tied score at 3-3. We'll come back top of the 4th when we return here on Game Day. welcome back. Top of the fourth inning. Chuck Zach along with you here at Bossier City's Tinsley Sports Complex. A couple of defensive switches. Max Parker Dixon's going to move into right field, and into left for Tennessee will be Jax Templeton. And on the mound, Dakota Solway getting ready for his second inning worth of work. He's going to get Landon Reeves and Dixon Law and Cole Wilson for Georgia. All right, last pitch for Solway, and we'll get ready to start the top of the fourth inning. Score tied at 3. Been a good competitive ball game so far. Still 7-0 over on the other field with Florida leading Alabama. That game in the fifth inning already? Sixth inning. They're about to top of the fifth. There we go. All right. So here's Reeves in now. He walked his first time up, and first pitch comes in high and tight for ball 1. Yeah, that's ball 2, a little bit high. Solway has pitched in every one of the Tennessee games I've seen. This one hit in the air to left. Templeton going back. He can't get there. All the way to the wall. He's stopping at first base, Landon Reeves. He got a lot of that baseball, and Templeton, who just checked into the game in left field, all of a sudden had the third pitch that was thrown coming his way and hit well enough to get over his head. So a deep hit, but only able to get one base out of it. Fane Pate going to come in and run since Reeves is pitching. Expect Pate to take off running immediately. Here's Dixon Law, and there's a throw over to first, and they got him. Well, Tennessee was thinking the same thing I was, which is they want to get that guy onto at least second base, and he didn't have a chance. He got picked off. So there's one away now. Dixon Law, who singled, takes a swing at a pitch inside, probably out of the strike zone. And it's no balls and 1 strike. That's the problem with making the decision on the first pitch we're going to take off. Everybody kind of sees it. This one fouled back, and it's 0-2 now. Solway, good enough on the mound to make a good throw to first base and pick off Reeves. Well, not Reeves, but Pate, rather. So now the 0-2 pitch. This one hit to left, and this is going to be in front of Templeton for a base hit. Well, that really makes it loom large on the pickoff. You figure if Pate could have waited or would have been instructed to wait a pitch or two and gotten to second base, he'd have been able to score on that. Instead, runner at first base with Cole Wilson coming up. By the way, Dixon Law 2 for 2 now. Wilson popped out to the third baseman, Jace Martin. It's a good pitch by Solway, inside corner, strike 1. Lane Nicolelli is the on-deck hitter. This ball way wide, and the wild pitch allows the runner to go down to second base. So Wilson with a 1-1 count. Shows bunt, and he kicked it foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cole Wilson's shout out is to the Irwin County School and his brother Case. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Solway set, checking that runner at second base. Comes to the plate, ground ball towards second base. Thompson can't handle it, bounces off of him, everybody's safe.
Now batting, number 3, Wayne Nicolelli.
So Law goes over to third. Wilson's safe at first. And Lane Nicolelli, who struck out looking in the second inning, comes up with runners at the corners and one away. This could have been a very big inning for Georgia had not been the pickoff early. He'll show bunt, pulls the bat back, runner going to take off and go to second base on ball 1. Double play off now for Tennessee. Ball, no strikes, Nicolelli. Swung, fouled out of play. 1-1. Georgia hasn't led in this game, but they are threatening to take the lead here in the top of the 4th. It's a swing and a miss, big cut by Nicolelli, and now it's 1-2. Solway could use a strikeout in the worst way. Into his windup, pitch in and a little bit high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm all for taking one for the team, but not in the head. I don't love the team that much. So he tried to check it. Let's see if he went around or not. They're asking for an appeal. Anybody gonna? Home plate umpire says no, and they don't get an appeal from a field umpire. And I think they may ask. He's going to ask the other umpires to all get together. See if Nicolelli broke the plane of the plate. That's what Tennessee is asking for. Try to check that swing. This is an important decision. If Solway gets the strikeout on this. Nope, said he did not go around. So it's big move here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Not very often one pitch changes things, but right here it could have. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Lane Nicolelli. Here's the pitch from Solway. Fouled back, we'll do it again. Solway ready, here's the 3-2. Oh, that's high and inside. Ball 4. Bases are loaded. He overthrew the fastball a little bit. And now he's got to face Shaw Hopkins with bases loaded and 1 away. Boy, that check swing, if that's a strike instead, he's in a lot better shape. Bunt toward third base is going to go foul. And everybody's got to go back. Jace Martin was in a hurry to get to that. And over and over, we've seen that this week. Of course, we're talking about 12-year-olds and under, so they still aren't terribly experienced at baseball, but sometimes it's the best decision to let the ball go, especially on a play where you know you can't make a play and you may get a foul out of it. No balls and 1 strike. They show bunt again. This one's bunted fair. Solway going to have no throw. Run comes in to score, and Georgia takes a 4-3 lead. Hopkins didn't get the bunt down the first time. He did that time. What a great bunt by Shaw Hopkins. Sticks and Law coming in to score. Hopkins picking up the RBI, and Tennessee trails for the first time in this game. Bases stay loaded. It was just a great bunt. Martin came charging in. Solway got to it first, and his thought was, I've got to get the out at first base, but by the time he could get his feet under him, he was falling backward and decided, probably smartly, not to make a throw and to compound the situation. So Georgia on top, and Wes Tucker coming up now after the conference at the mound. It's not about a pitching change. It's about where we're going with the baseball and trying to calm down his kids a little bit. He's just a tough ball. Great bunt. Sometimes the bunt's better than anything you can do with it. All right, so here's Wes Tucker, who fouled out to Martin at third his first time up. He showed bunt and couldn't make contact on a pitch outside, ball one. So inning started with a single by Reeves. Fane Pate got picked off first base when he came in to run for him. Then a single by Dixon Law, an error by the second baseman, a walk to Nicolelli, and that bunt single. And that one's a called strike on the outside part of the plate. If not for that pickoff, I'm telling you, this would have been a massive inning so far for Georgia. 4-3, Georgia with the lead. Tucker watches this one get bounced into the ground for ball two. They asked him to bunt the first pitch. It was outside. They looked to bunt the second time. He didn't make contact. They pulled the bunt off on the third one. 2 balls and a strike. No bunt this time. Hits one back to Solway. Force out at home will get the out there. Attempt for the double play, no good. The throw is high by Cruz. Run's going to come in to score anyway for Georgia to make it a 5-3 lead. They did everything right, except Cruz' throw back to first was too high.
Taylor Justice.
So Tucker reaches on the fielder's choice. Shaw Hopkins ends up at third base. Lane Nicolelli came in to score. And Taylor Justice, who's walked and scored, up at the plate now, number 9 hitter for Georgia. He shows bunt. Pulls the bat back, and that's a strike. And scampering down to second base is Wes Tucker. Georgia scored the last 5 runs in this game. This comes inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Playing in the top of the 4th. Pitch high, ball 2. First base is open right now. Georgia's got Hopkins at third, Tucker at second. And at the plate, Taylor Justice. Here's the pitch. This one lifted in the air. This is going to be shallow right, coming on and making a diving grab. Wow, out in right field is Max Parker-Dixon, and that ends the inning. 2 more runs come across, however, for Georgia. They take a 5-3 lead. We'll come back for the bottom of the 4th when we come back. Now we're still kind of buzzing about that catch at the end of the top of the 4th inning by Max Parker-Dixon, who saved a couple of runs with that diving grab coming in from right field. The inning ended with 2 runs, 3 hits, an error, and 2 men left on for Georgia. And Georgia now with a 2-run lead, because they've got the 5-3 advantage. And Tennessee having to work from behind. Kaysen Holt, Grayson Cruz, and Lucas Prater are coming in. Actually, there were 2 errors in that inning, not just the one. And the second error, that throwing error by the catcher, really cost them that second run. So here's Kaysen Holt. He singled his first time up, and he's facing the second pitcher that Georgia has brought to the plate, Landon Reeves. Reeves in relief of Jude Davis. This one lifted foul, ball and a strike. Oh, 1 for 1 so far today. He's batting in the 6th spot. Wes Tucker back down there at third base.
Got it.
Here's the pitch. And that pitch is A little bit high, I guess. 2 balls and 1 strike. Tucker, who came in and played third base with a pitching change last inning, stays out there. Here's the 2-1. This one lifted in the air. Second baseman calling for it. That's Hopkins. He'll make the catch. And there's the first out of the 4th. Tennessee seemed like they were getting opportunities early in this game. They got 3 first-inning runs. They got runners at second and third in the second, couldn't score. Had a man picked off second base that stopped that rally. They got a runner on second base in the third, couldn't get him in. And now we're midway through the 4th. Grayson Cruz, who was hit by a pitch, is up there. And on the mound, Landon Reeves. This one ground ball towards short to Hopper. Throw in time as Whit Walters retires Grayson Cruz for the second out of the 4th inning. Georgia starting to pick up a little momentum. Lucas Prater up next. Prater with a fly out to left in his first at bat. And the pitch, good one on the outside corner. Landon Reeves, second pitcher for Georgia. Came in relief of Jude Davis in the 3rd. That's a swing and a miss, and the count quickly 0 balls and 2 strikes. Prater, a guy that wants to give the shout out to his ma and pa, he says. This one lifted in the air, foul. Coming over the first baseman, but he's not going to make room there as Dixon Law ran out of space. Ball hit the top of the dugout. Favorite teacher for Mr. Prater is Mrs. Julie, his history teacher. As a history teacher myself, I appreciate that. You give him extra credit, Miss Julie. So 0 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. So he just got a piece of that. Caught, however. Well, was it caught? Yeah, I guess it was by Carroll. And that ends the inning. 3rd out is a strikeout. A 1-2-3 inning for Georgia pitchers here in the 4th. 5-3, Georgia with the lead. They'll come back and bat top of the 5th when we return here on Game Day. All right, we've got one more team eliminated as Florida finishes off Alabama 7-0. And as a result of that, Florida moves into tomorrow's game. They lost a game to Alabama earlier. It's a revenge game for Florida. So Florida will take on the winner of South Carolina, Texas. That game is going to be coming up next over on field number 9. It's scheduled for a 4 o'clock start time. This one, 5-3, Georgia with the lead. Winner will play Virginia at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Loser's done. They'll join Alabama on the road home. All right, for Georgia, they'll bring up Brady Carroll, number 10 hitter in the lineup, facing Dakota Soloway. And he said he got hit by the pitch, and sure enough, umpire agrees. Carroll tried to spin out of the way, but it got him on that forearm. And so Georgia with a base runner. And this is now the third inning in a row they've gotten the leadoff guy on. Gray Suggs up now. Suggs reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the third. Dakota Solway still on the mound for Tennessee. He shows bunt. You know, the first couple of days we didn't see hardly any bunting at all. Here in an elimination game, these runs matter a great deal. Georgia's become a team that has shown the propensity to want to bunt. Solway with a move over toward first, and diving back in there is Carroll. Playing here in the top of the fifth. It's a six-inning game. This one lifted to right. Parker Dixon's over. He'll make the catch. Had a chance maybe to double off Brady Carroll, but took a little bit long getting that ball out, and his throw was a little off the line. And Solway now, with his 38th pitch, he's going to make Coach Miller have to make a decision. First, Jude Davis coming up, the number 12 hitter for Georgia. Solway's still got 2 pitches left. And they put down the bunt right in front of the pitcher's mound. Solway with it, makes the throw to first. And now coming back over to third. Carroll's going to get caught, and he's tagged out. They got a little aggressive, did Georgia. And Solway uses just 1 pitch to get out of the inning. So a ground out or a bunt back to him. He threw out Jude Davis going to first, and then quickly Beckett Miller with the throw over to Jace Martin, and they caught Brady Carroll before he could get to third, and that's how the 5th inning's going to end. 5-3 the score, no runs, there were no hits, and nobody left on base for Georgia. Bottom of the 5th coming up, a little momentum shift for Tennessee when we return here on Game Day. All right, we'll welcome you back. Bottom of the 5th, Tennessee with a big turn defensively. Dakota Solway down to his last 2 pitches. He throws number 39 up there, gets a bunt back to him, throws out the batter, and then Georgia getting a little aggressive, sending Brady Carroll all the way around from first to third to try to get to a scoring position, and Beckett Miller fired across and threw him out. So Solway finishes the inning. They don't have to go to a reliever in the 5th, and it gets Tennessee back in action with the bats here in the bottom of the 5th. It'll be the bottom of the order. Miles Thompson, Easton Eves, and Jax Templeton to bat for Tennessee. Landon Reeves still on the mound for Georgia, and he's only thrown 16 pitches. Tennessee going to have to make a decision in the 6th inning about Solway, or who's going to come in for him. First pitch just misses outside to Thompson. Miles Thompson with a single, stolen base, and got stranded at third. 5-3 Georgia rallied back from a 3-0 deficit, tied the game, and now has taken the lead in this game. 2 balls and no strikes. Another bunt shown and another pitch high and inside, ball 3. Thompson gets on. Tying run comes to the plate in the person of Easton Eves. Shows bunt again. That one grooved in there on the 3-0 pitch, and it's 3-1. And the pitch. That one low, ball 4, so a leadoff walk to Miles Thompson here in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting, 32,
Easton Eves, who popped out to the third baseman, steps up. Jax Templeton, the last hitter in the lineup, is the on-deck hitter. Here's the pitch. Showed bunt, no bunt. Instead, the throw down to second. They're going to get out Miles Thompson as he gets thrown out. Boy, on the base paths in the last few innings, some big decisions have been made and some really good plays. How about a little tip of the hat over there to Georgia's catcher, who managed to throw out the base runner, Fane Pate, who had started the game in center field. They've moved back to behind the plate where we saw him on the very first day, and he just gunned down Miles Thompson for the first out. So 1 ball, 1 strike now to Eves. Ground ball towards second, to Hopper. Throw in time, out number 2. Shaw Hopkins. Actually, they got, that is Hopkins over there. Saw Whit Walters come over there, and he was just to congratulate him. So there's 2 away now. And Jax Templeton, who grounded out to third, is coming up. Here's Reeves' pitch. Nice one, outside part of the plate. I'll tell you what, Landon Reeves has come in and been money. He has shut things down since he's been in the game. He came in the 3rd inning. Got through the 4th, swing and a miss on that one. And the count's 0-2 now to Templeton as he's trying to get his team through the 5th inning. And the pitch. This one hit in the air to left. And caught out in left field, and that will end the inning. Go Wilson back there, no runs, no hits, and nobody left. Tennessee's down to their last 3 outs, but they've got to defend first. 5-3 they trail as Georgia will come up with the top of the order when we come back here on Game Day. Welcome back. It looks like, and we'll see if Coach Miller follows through with it, Dakota Solway, who has 1 pitch left, comes back out on the mound, and it may be he's my best guy right now. We got a win of advance. I'll burn him for tomorrow and use him today. If we don't win today, we don't play tomorrow. He's got to face the top of the order. Whit Walters, Fane Pate, and Landon Reeves due up for Georgia with a 5-3 lead. Walters 0 for 2 with a couple of, he's grounded out and flown out.
Now batting, number 7.
All right. Big decision here for Coach Miller. They got a double play to end the 5th inning. Now we start the 6th. First pitch, foul tip, strike 1. And that's the decision. He's going to go with Solway, looks like, for the rest of this inning. Can't give up any more runs. 5-3 the deficit now for Tennessee. Pitch misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tennessee picked up 3 runs in the first, then scored since. Georgia's been rallying back. This one lifted in the air. It's in front of the second baseman. One Hopper makes the throw in time to barely retire Whit Walters. There's one away. Lucas Prater's over at second base. He made that play. Fane paid 0 for 2. Strikeout and a flyout. Tell you what, though, he may have had one of the bigger plays of the game, gunning down a base runner last half inning. First pitch, fastball inside for ball 1. Missed on that one. 2 balls and no strikes. Virginia waits for the winner of this team, or of this game rather, tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. That's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1, swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Florida's won. They will take on the winner of South Carolina and Texas. That game's coming up in just a little while. Ooh, just misses outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Landon Reeves, who at the moment's kind of been the dude of the day, he's waiting on deck. Missed ball 4. 1 out walk. Reeves, who's walked and singled, steps to the plate, but he's done his work on the defensive side, certainly on the mound. He has shut the door on Tennessee. Here's the pitch. Swings the first pitch, hits this to left. That's grabbed by the left fielder as Tennessee manages to get the out here in the 6th, a second out of the inning. That's a big grab out in left field. And I'm not sure who we got out in left. Zach Doty needs your young eyes. Miles Thompson may be out there. He'd started the game at second. He may be out in left. Whoever it was made the catch. This one popped up in the infield. Miller calling for it. He'll make the catch, and that's it. No runs, no hits. No errors, and 1 man left on for Georgia. We're heading to the bottom of the 6th. Tennessee needs at least 2 to stay alive. We'll take a break. 5-3. Georgia with the lead here on game day. All right, top of the order, due up for Tennessee, Dakota Solway. And let's talk about his work on the mound for a minute. He came in relief in the 3rd inning. Gave up a couple runs in the 4th, but pitched 3 2/3 innings through 50 pitches in this game. 2 hits, 2 walks, a strikeout. Had a couple of errors behind him in that 4th inning that cost him those 2 runs that were scored. He's hit 1 batter, but he kept his team around. But now it's on the shoulders of Georgia's pitcher, Landon Reeves. Reeves will have to face the top 3 in the Tennessee order. Dakota Solway, Max Parker-Dixon, and Beckett Miller to try to move Georgia into Monday's elimination game against Virginia. Solway singled in the 1st and was hit by a pitch in the 2nd. And give you an idea about Reeves, he came into this game in the 3rd inning. He gave up a hit to the 2nd batter that he faced. He walked a man in the 5th, and then he got thrown out trying to steal. That's it. He has shut down Tennessee since he's come in, giving up 1 hit and 1 walk, and has struck out 1. Now he's got to try to finish this thing out, or at least get his team closer to the finish line. First pitch to Solway, outside, ball 1. It's a 28th pitch for Landon Reeves. So Georgia's coach going to have to make some decisions as well here, potentially, on Reeves. That one in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the umpire, why is he walking that ball out there? Because the catcher got dinged a little bit by that foul ball. And umpire trying to make sure Fane Pate's in good shape. Pate's back ready. Here's Reeves' pitch. This one hit in the air, foul out of play, third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Solway now in the hole. Single, stolen base, scored a run, hit by a pitch, and then picked off second base. He's been busy on the bases. Just wide, 2-2. .31 pitches now for Landon Reeves. This one grounded back to him. He stabs it, makes the throw over. And how about Landon Reeves? Cat-like quickness by the big man to retire Solway for the first out here of the 6th inning. Reeves was real good with the glove earlier that we had seen. He had 3 or 4 plays that he had made in the field before they moved him to the mound. Here's Max Parker Dixon. Now he reached on an error and scored and grounded out to the pitcher. First pitch called strike. 33rd pitch for Landon Reeves. And steps off. Not sure exactly what distracted him. Something did. Yeah. Well, what they're doing is they're moving the fielder. He looked over at his coach to get his sign, and then he looked back over there, and the coach was doing a whole different sign. He was trying to move his left fielder in a couple steps. Now here's the pitch. Just outside. 1-1. 5-3 Georgia. Tennessee needs a base runner. They get one, the tying run comes to the plate. That's there for a strike, 1-2. Big question for Georgia's coach coming up. What's Todd Walters Hopkins wanting to do? He's got 5 pitches left before he has to make that decision. Ground ball, that's through into right field for a base hit. Max Parker Dixon keeps the inning alive here for Tennessee as the tying run comes to the plate, and Beckett Miller, who jacked a home run out of this place yesterday. Well, you want some drama, here's your matchup. Reeves, who's got 4 pitches left against Beckett Miller. He faced him in the 3rd and got him to fly out to left. First pitch misses low, ball 1. Same decisions here for Coach Hopkins. If I pull him, I go with somebody else. This is a ground ball towards short. Whit Walters with it. He'll touch second. The relay in time, and Georgia's advancing on the 6-3 double play. And the kids from Georgia survived Tennessee with a great defensive play by shortstop Whit Walters to end it and set up a date with Virginia at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Wow. What a defensive play by Walters. He got screened a bit by the field umpire, managed to not get distracted, get the ball, touch second base, and throw over to Law in time to double off the batter Beckett Miller and end Tennessee's run here in Bossier. 5-3 the final. Georgia defeats Tennessee and advances, and for Tennessee, the series is over. What a great last inning, though. No runs. There was 1 hit. Nobody left on base. 5-3 the final. Georgia with the win. All right, we're going to stop this one. They're going to give the medal presentations to the kids from Tennessee. We'll get a little conversation with Coach Hopkins and then get ready for the last game of today. Texas and South Carolina over on field number 9. I'm Chuck Zach. You've been watching Diamond Youth Baseball's World Series Division II Under 12 Ozone World Series tournament here on game day.